Hello everyone. Wow, I can't believe that this is the final episode in my playthrough. I started this playthrough on the 7th of October last year, and today is the 7th of February, so it's been around 4 months, hasn't it, since I played this game. And it's been so much fun being able to go through this playthrough with you guys. But now we're gonna be facing the final boss of Dark Souls. And by the way, this is the Kiln of the First Flame, or I have no idea how you pronounce Kiln, so Kiln of the First Flame, I guess. But before we fight the final boss, we have to do we have to get through this area first. Some homing soul masters will help, and my enchanted longsword should also do some tricks. Yeah, and these guys drop a lot of items, so if you run out of Titanite chunks or specific blue Titanite chunks or red Titanite chunks, you can farm these guys for those items, so that's pretty good. But yeah, like I've said before, this isn't gonna be the final Dark Souls video I make. This is just the final in this playthrough of a new game basically. I intend to do more sort of PvP videos, co-op videos, and who knows, maybe in New Game Plus I'll be showing some of the boss fights as well. So I intend to continue recording and uploading Dark Souls content. I just, for this particular playthrough, this particular series, this will be the final episode. We're up against the final boss, man. It's kinda hard to believe, but it's pretty sweet. And of all the guys here, this is probably one of the harder guys, just because it's where you're fighting him on this small sort of ledge. I'd use stronger magic, but I just want to get this over and done with while heading on to fight the final boss. As you can see, I have my Dragon Crest shield equipped because I know the final boss has a fire attacks. So, well, you'll see in a bit. And yeah, here I have my bloodstick here because I died to this guy while on the way to the boss fight, which is kind of sad. He's actually somewhat tough, but mostly I'm just showcasing this area so that you guys know how to get to the final boss. It's a pretty straightforward area, pretty quick. Come on, die already. Ah. So we've got a decent amount of Estus Flask, and well, I've used most of my homing soul mass, but I don't intend to use that against the final boss. I do have a bunch of souls and humanity though, so I don't want to die a lot and lose out on those. So let's see, this is the final gate, and the final boss is Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Whoa! And as you can see, his sword is enveloped in fire, so which is why I have the Dragon Crest shield, but I'm not sure if that really does much of a difference. The thing here is that he's pretty fast and he attacks a lot, so, and me having no poise at all means I get easily staggered. And he doesn't really give you much time to heal. And I died. But you see, my homing crystal Somas does decent damage. It's just whether I can hit him or not. Anyway, we try this again. And I'm kinda wanting to get to my bloodstain, so we'll try to avoid him if we can. Yeah, I forgot the button to run was a circle. I kept pressing X. Whoa, whoa. Almost dead again. And see, as you can see, sometimes it's like I don't know what it is, but sometimes maybe it's because I have absolutely no poise that he so easily staggers me. But sometimes it seems like you can barely move and barely roll and barely do anything because you're sort of like staggered by even the littlest of attacks. So I don't know, maybe if that's just with this boss or something. But because of that, and I felt that I wasn't moving well, I decided to equip the dark wood grain ring, the one I got from the Forest Covenant, which is why I showed you guys me going through the Forest Covenant to get that. And you'll see me rolling around like a ninja because of it. And getting my bloodstain again. This time let's hope we can do better. It's also still pretty hard to predict the hitbox because it's hard to tell how far his sword can reach. Best thing to do is just to jump around and wait till he does his grab attack, because his grab attack is easily telegraphed, so you can heal or attack then. I'm using mostly Homing Crystal Soulmass here because he jumps around a lot, so your normal magic spells are going to be most likely they'll miss if you use Soul Spear and such. And because I took off my my bellow crest ring, sorry, bellowing ring, I can't remember what it's called, the one that increases your magic attack, my spells do less damage, but I think it's a decent trade-off for being able to move around better. So yeah, most of this is timing. If you can time your healing well and time your rolls, you should be able to do well. There's also I also know that you can parry his attacks, so that's something to keep in mind if you choose to go that route, I guess. The other thing about rolling around is that this area is there's like random protrusions here and there, so you may get stuck here and there when fighting him, which can be annoying. Whoa, luckily. So let's try and beat this guy, Gwyn, the final boss. Could this be the end of Dark Souls? See, if you can time your rolls, you'll be doing okay. So yeah, Homing Crystal Soulmass isn't is one of the better magic spells to use in this fight, definitely, but it's not the end all of being able to beat him. You still need to do a lot to avoid him and hit him, because sometimes he just evades your attacks. Come on, we was so little of his life is left. One more Homing Crystal Soulmass, and I only have one more. We can do this. And we did it! We defeated Gwyn, the final boss of Dark Souls. Oh, he doesn't drop anything. Oh well. Ooh, and a bonfire. Now I know in the game there's supposed to be 2 endings, and the reason I didn't kindle that bonfire straight away is because it said link the fire which I believe is one ending. There's also another ending where you don't link the fire, and I didn't really know how you came, where the choice was. All I knew was that you have this bonfire, and you also have the fog gate going back to the filing altar is open, so you could go back there. I actually thought that was just you could go back to the bonfire and sort of just continue playing the game, which was kind of stupid because you'd already killed the final boss. So as you can see in the background there, the gate is gone, so you could go back, and that's actually how you get the other ending. So you just head out the fog gate. I didn't know that, but I didn't really care, so I end up going to this bonfire. And let's see what happens. And we link the flame. Oh no, we're burning, we're burning. Whoa, our body is on fire. And we burn everything. And as such, we continue the Age of Fire, replacing Gwyn. Unfortunately, that is the end of Dark Souls. That's all you get for an ending. Which is a shame, they could have given you a bit more. And the other ending as well isn't all that special. It's just a short cutscene, really, more than anything. So here are the credits, and it's a good time to talk about other things. First off, I'm going to be putting the other ending, which is known as the Dark Lord ending, in a link probably around this section here, just so that people can have a look at the Dark Lord ending and how it looks. Again, it's not all that special. Ooh, and I was going to talk about the story, wasn't I? Well, it's hard to say, but basically Gwyn wanted you to replace him and continue the Age of Fire. But actually you are sort of you could be, it's not really clear, but you could be the sort of grandchild or great-grandchild of basically the inheritor of the Pygmy. If you remember Pygmy, the so easily forgotten person in the beginning cutscene that the narrator talked about. So you're actually like a descendant from the Pygmy or something like that. And what you actually wanted to do, the Pygmy actually received the Dark Soul, a special kind of Lord Soul. And what the Pygmy actually wanted to do was bring about the Age of Darkness, because the Age of Fire had run its course, basically. And it was no longer the natural course of things. And so actually the Dark Lord ending, where you follow Darkstalker Keith and his advice, is actually the proper or better ending, because it's what Pygmy wanted, and it's really what was best for the human race, because the Age of Darkness is proper and will allow for the human race to sort of prosper, whereas the Age of Fire just continues the age of the deities, I guess, and they were tricking you into continuing that, basically, because if you remember in Anor Londo, the image of Guinevere giving you the Lord Vessel and telling you to see King Seeker Cramped was all so that you would continue the Age of Fire. So that's about all really about the story of Dark Souls. There's not much of a story to it, and but it is still pretty interesting. All the NPCs you meet, and I guess the background story is also still pretty interesting. And what else can we talk about in this section? Well, I wanted to talk about, give the game sort of a game review. And I think overall I give the game, if I did it on a scale chart, about an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. And the best parts of the game are definitely, the level design, the atmosphere, and for the most part the combat and gameplay mechanics. They're all pretty awesome. The major, I guess, con for me personally was the online components, because I played Demon's Souls, and I don't know whether it's because of the dedicated servers not being in this game, and either From Software or Namco Bandai using peer-to-peer servers, or it was the general net coding of the online component that made it just felt much smaller than what Demon's Souls online felt like. And if you played Demon's Souls, I guess you'd understand that. And some of it isn't really just the net coding, some of it is the sort of implementation of online. Hiding the orange soapstone or hiding the white soapstone. People didn't know. I'm sure there will be people who missed out on obtaining those things. And not to mention the invading cracked red eye orbs that you hardly find. But that's a quick review of the game. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you will join me in my future endeavors. Right now I'm focusing on Final Fantasy 13-2, and if you care to watch that, please do. If not, hopefully I'll still be doing some more Dark Souls, so that's all good. And again, thanks for watching, and thanks for helping grow my channel, and well, see you in another playthrough.